Well, hello and welcome to Faith, Philosophy and Life with me, Mr. Shelton. For those of you who have known me and met me already, it's good to see you again. I hope you're doing well. For those of you who this is your first contact with me, I hope that you find these clips informative and helpful. Behind me is a very pretty synagogue. Pretty is probably the wrong word for it, but a very unique synagogue. This is in Liverpool in Princes Road. It's near the school that I work at. And this is an amazing jewel of Liverpool, and it is very ornate, and it is an Orthodox synagogue as well. So you can see here, it's a magnificent building, and this is the central part of Jewish festivals within the Jewish community for this synagogue. And today we are going to be thinking about how you celebrate festivals and how Jews celebrate their Jewish New Year. And cue the cheesy intro music, go. Okay, so a celebration might be the furthest thing from your mind right now, and I totally understand that. My birthday was missed because of me being in my house. However, my kids did do a good job in making a cake for me, which was really nice. So, I'd like you to think about a celebration that you can remember. Why did you celebrate it, and what happened? So pause this clip wherever you need to, and all the resources that you'll need as we go are under the description of this link to my Google Drive. Brilliant. So hopefully that's got you a little bit more festive, thinking about some really positive things. So what I'd like you to do now is I'd like you to write the title down, which is What's Honey Got to Do with the New Year? And I'm talking about the food honey rather than calling someone honey, which would just be a little bit weird. Our learning objective today is to understand what Rosh Hashanah is and why it is important. So our literary objective is to break information down as well. So what's honey got to do with the new year? Pop the date down as well. And these are our outcomes for this lesson. So our learning objective is to understand what Rosh Hashanah is and why it's important. A good outcome would be describe what Rosh Hashanah is. A great outcome if you can explain what happens during Rosh Hashanah, and even better if you can use the keywords within your work to describe and explain Rosh Hashanah. We've got three main activities during this today's session, which is there's a media clip for you to watch, and then you're going to shrink some information down, and then we're going to complete a diary entry as well. So we're thinking Rosh Hashanah, which is also in the Jewish New Year. Now the Jews operate on a slightly different calendar. Now, obviously, if they're in the country of Britain, then they'll run the British calendar as well. But this is a religious calendar they operate. And Rosh Hashanah is the Jewish New Year, as I've said several times. It's normally in late September or early October. And this is the time that they remember God as a creator. And for 10 days after the New Year, which are known as the days of the return, Jews make an effort to put things right that they've done wrong. So to do this, what I need you to do is I do need you to open a new tab in your browser so you can watch this clip. You do need to find this clip on YouTube. Unfortunately, I've not been able to embed it. I have put the link in the description below. All you need to do is you just need to type in Rosh Hashanah, as I've done there, or type in what is Rosh Hashanah. Look for this logo that I've got behind me, and watch that clip, and that will give you a little bit of context about what we're learning about today. Perfect. So I then also need you on the Google Drive links below to download the Marketplace worksheet, which is there, and the fact file worksheet as well. And what you're going to do is, and the fact file worksheet, the worksheets look just a little bit like behind me. What you're going to do is you're going to read the information from the Marketplace worksheet, and then you're going to just bullet point down a little bit of information in the appropriate boxes. Now it does all tie together. If you'd rather not do that, you can make a poster if you prefer from the marketplace information as well that's on there. This is not a copying exercise. There's no point copying anything. It's there. You could print it all if you just wanted the notes for everything. This is you doing something with it. So again, it's shrinking it down and making it really quick, really short. Make it colourful if you want to. Do a little poster. Get to know what happens at Rosh Hashanah. Pause this clip and then come back to me as soon as you are done. Excellent. So a good outcome would be if you could describe what Rosh Hashanah is, and hopefully you can do that now. Great if you can explain what happens during Rosh Hashanah. Again, you should now hopefully be able to do that, and even better if you can use some keywords, and that's what we're going to go on to do now. So using your fact file, I would now like you to answer these 3 questions in your notes. Either write the question out and then answer it, or answer it in full sentences. Don't mind, it's up to you. So the first question is, why is Rosh Hashanah important to Jewish people? The second question is, what is the meaning behind the shofar being blown? And the third question is, what do you think is the most important aspect of Rosh Hashanah? And maybe say why as well. Pause this clip if you need to. Okay, so we're coming up to the end of this input because you've done a lot of work today. I appreciate that. And this is our final task. Okay, it's a diary entry. So imagining that you're there, so you might start with Dear Diary because that's the bit of a classic. You're going to imagine that it's Rosh Hashanah and your friends are celebrating together. You're going to do a diary about what happened during that day, but there are certain things I would like you to mention. The first one is, what are you celebrating? Why are you celebrating it? What have you done during the day? What have you eaten? And how did it feel? And you might, as a challenge, try and use a quote from the Tanakh, which is the Jewish scriptures. And that is, the Tanakh teaches that we should celebrate this feast each year at the right time. So again, I'd like you now to complete that. Some of you might do a page, some of you might do half a page, some of you just might do a few lines. It depends on what you are able and how much you have understood. Hopefully you've got it. Feel free to obviously rewatch any of this and relook at the marketplace. So pause this clip now and have a go at the diary entry using the information that's on the screen behind me. Excellent. So just before we conclude then, hopefully now you've put some key terms in that answer, which was our third outcome there. You certainly should have been able to do outcome number 1 and outcome number 2. And we've extracted information for meaning there as well. Okay, so what I'd like you to do as our plenary, as our final activity, is to create a question to which the answer is already on the screen. So, for example, if the answer was synagogue, my question I would create is, where do Jews worship God? And then the answer would be synagogue. So you've got apples and honey, shofar, and sins. So I'm just going to give you a few moments there for you to create 3 questions that fit those as the answers. Pause this clip if you need to. Great. Well, that's the end of our time today. May I thank you for your input. There'll be another clip along in a few days' time. May I hope that you stay safe, wash hands, and God bless you. See you soon.